still in an echoey room, and I have a quality microphone and a quality camera, but I'm going to keep it echoey until there is a rug in here and some furniture in here, because I want you to have the full effect of what a difference it makes when you put a rug and you put furniture and you put stuff on the walls. It totally changes the dynamic of the room. It makes it so that when you're having a dinner that you're not echoing all off the walls. If you're playing a game together with your family, it feels more intimate because again, the sound isn't echoing everywhere. So it's going to be echoey until there is a rug in here and proper furniture and stuff on the walls. So I'm aware of the echo, bear with me. All right, so today the task was to go to Home Goods. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Went to Home Goods with all 3 kids, which is a bit much. Trying to listen to a story about Narnia while getting the baby into the basket, while also trying to find a measuring tape so I could measure this console table that I think might work for the living room space, and then answering one of my sons as to why it's not a table, but it's a console table, but it's not a table we're gonna eat at. Trying to describe to your son the difference. Put it in the cart, but we're not buying it, okay? Difference between a buffet or a console table and a table. You kind of want to look at the toys? You kind of want to look at the toys? Mm-hmm. Normally I try to do any errands like this without the kids in tow, but today I had to prioritize. I had to think to myself, what is the one thing I absolutely cannot do with them around? And that is edit video, because you have to put headphones on and it's just really hard to concentrate and make anything quality when the kids are interrupting you and asking you questions and there's a lot of noise, and it takes a lot of focus. So while this also takes a lot of focus, at least they can be playing over here for a little while, and then I can be looking at things while they're looking at things. It's not ideal, but you know, you kind of have to list things out. And so today, the thing that won out for time without kids was making the video. So now I'm shopping with the kids, which is fine. They're well behaved, and I think it's going well so far. I've got the measurement that I wanted, and I just got to check out one more piece of art, and then we'll scoot on home. They did a really good job though, and it's great because Home Goods has a toy section. So if all else fails and things are unwinding, you just go to the toy section. What are these? Also, they have a lot of really cool things to look at, stuff that I feel like you wouldn't find anywhere else. So it's always an adventure to go in there and see what you can find. I went in there today with 2 purposes. Number 1, I wanted to measure a couple of tables that I thought could work as console tables. It's really pretty, but it's not gonna work because it is not white. And I think I really want it to be white so it really pops off the wall and doesn't disappear with the wall and the table because they're similarly colored. This one's the same problem. It's gray. I really need it to be white. This is like the perfect size. I don't love the open storage here because the kids will knock over or destroy whatever's under there. So I need something that has closed storage, and again, that is white. The price is right and the size is right, but the color and the formation isn't. And then number 2, I wanted to check on a piece of artwork. I lied, there's 3. Number 3, I also wanted to see if there was a rug. The best feature of Home Goods, if you have sons, maybe daughters, I don't know because I don't have any. Let me show you. It's the putting up of the rugs and the moving of the rugs and the hiding in the rugs.
9, 10, ready or not. However I come.
Okay, with this rug situation for the dining room, it has to be really light, or at least the base has to be really light because the wall is going to be a really dark black, and that dark black is really modern, and so I need for the rug to be something kind of outside of the box, something that's not a little bit kind of the colors that I'm looking for, but it's a little bit too feminine. I want something that's like really old style like this. It's got to be something kind of in the middle. I found one at Home Depot that I think I really like. It all builds on top of each other, and where it starts, where I always start, I'm going to show you on my phone, is in Evernote. If you don't have Evernote, I think it's just evernote.com. You can just go. I'll put a link in so you can go to Evernote, or you can just go to the App Store and download it onto your phone. But get an Evernote account, it's free. If you get past, I don't know, 50 billion gigabytes or something, you won't need to get the paid account. I don't have the paid account and I use it all the time. Okay, so go to Evernote and then just start a new notebook called whatever, home decor, home decorating, my home, making this my home, chalet, boudoir. I make a separate note for each room in the house. So for example, here we're doing dining room. Other people do notes on like measurements and then on fabrics and whatever. This is the way I do it. So I do dining room dimensions. And what is really cool about Evernote is it has a little tool down here. Let's see if you can see it. Where you can, there's a little pen right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can use it to draw. So what I do is I draw out the room. This one's pretty simple because it's a rectangle. And I put any windows that are here, any empty spaces that are here, anything architecturally that you need to recognize needs to be in your map. And then I simply just measure it out and then write in the measurements. So I need to know how long each wall is, and I need to know the space between the windows, and I need to know the space that the window actually takes up. And you need to know also the height of your windows. You need to know if there are any doors. You need to know how far they open into the room, so you know if there's a piece of furniture that's gonna bang there. If there are any major things, like if you have a radiator, if you have plugs that you wanna mark, if you have light switches that you, so blown out here, like a ghost. If there's anything like that that you need, I even measure from the floor to the top of the ceiling, because sometimes when you're starting to layer like a console table and artwork and such like that, you need to know sometimes if it's all going to fit measurement wise. Okay, so you have all those measurements here, and what's great about Evernote is you can have it on your computer, you can also have it on your phone, you can have it on your tablet, you can have it anywhere. So across all devices, whenever you make a change, much like Google Drive and some of the other things available, it will change on all devices. And let's be honest, we all have our phones with us all the time. So I just use this whenever I'm in the store, and I can tell exactly what measurements I need. Okay, so the psychological level of this. I think that when I was starting to decide to do this room, my biggest motivation for doing this room specifically was that it's the first room that you see when you walk in the door. It could be argued that our family room is already done, and I can talk about that later. That's the room we spend the most time in. But for this project, when I walk in the door, I psychologically need to see warm light. I need to see something welcoming. I need to see something that I'm proud of. And that has felt silly to me for a long time. And it's not a realization I came to by myself. This is all through the work of my counselor, Heather, who has walked me through this process and being able to give myself permission to enjoy the things that I enjoy, buy the things that I want to buy, and make time for the things that I want to make time for. And also to trust the process. My energy right now, again, I know this sounds kind of woo, my energy right now is in this room. It's to finish this room. And so I'm just trusting that process. My energy right now is to make a video about it. I'm trusting that process. That has all come from Heather, my counselor. It's come from people like Brene Brown and reading her books. It's come from watching other designers do their work. And I plan to share all those designers, all those books, all those resources with you, because this is not something that I came up with by myself. I have had tons of guidance along the way. And because I feel so happy and so fortunate to have all that guidance, I want to be able to give something back and provide some of it to you. Okay, so your takeaways for today are how to navigate home goods or other stores with your kids in tow, how to prioritize your time so you know what you want to do with kids in tow and without kids in tow. And then the first step you need to take in your room, which is all the measurements and noting anything architecturally that you have in your room. That includes also, I didn't include this, but any kind of light fixtures that you have. You could even measure like so far across the ceiling to see where it is or where a vent is. Because if you want to buy a new light fixture down the road, you might need to know how much space you have even between the current light fixture and the table. Any measurements you can take. You have no idea how handy they will come in later. take them all. And you can draw it or you can just note it, put it in Evernote. You'll be so glad you did. Okay, this is going great. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe below or to the side or wherever the subscribe button may be on your phone thing. If the channel gets to 100 subscribers, then I can start doing live streams, which is what I really prefer to do because I'd like you to see me do this as it's happening. And I think I can do live streams on my phone so you could see me live in Home Goods as all these shenanigans unfold. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Bye. There are a lot of pretty fake flowers here, but I'm not to that point yet, so I've really got to focus.